Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a GameStar presentation. Tonight, we have a best of three on the Dota 2 Pro League Amateur Division. We have Guerrilla Tactics, who are currently number 2 in Group number 3, wanting to move up to rank number 4 in Group 2 of the Amateur Division. My name is Coldblood, and joining me tonight will be Hawksbach. How are you?
Yeah, good man. It's my first cast in, I don't know, a couple of years or so, so I'm pretty excited to it. And man, it's going to be really interesting to see what is going to happen with all the jungle changes. Mainly, it's going to make support very interesting. And man, so far we've got banned Batrider, Naga, and Elder Titan and OD. So three of those guys got nerfed into well, I wouldn't say Oblivion, but they did get
some love taps.
Oh yeah, some pretty heavy bans there. Sorry, some pretty heavy nerfs there, and still they're getting picked and banned out straight away. So it's pretty interesting stuff, man. So far, no new changes to the meta, but I'm hoping we're going to see a dual mid, man. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, to see some more contention on the 4-minute rune. I remember you telling me about that. And it looks like Weaver going to be picked up by the challengers Guerrilla Tactics after banning out the Siren and the Elder Titan, like you said. So Weaver, he is a very strong champion for obvious reasons. He could potentially be the offlaner because of that safety his stealth brings, or which is, I can never remember the name of it, Shukuchi. Or he could potentially be in a tri-lane. Do you think we're going to see more changes with the tri-lanes?
Oh man, nobody yet can, I suppose, dictate what's going to happen. But I've got a feeling that tri-laning is definitely going to be less common these days because of the camps that got swapped around. It's going to be a lot harder for those supports to get EXP in those tri-lanes. Maybe an aggressive tri-lane going in for those kills. And first pickup is Lich, which is going to be interesting because he got a pretty big buff as well with the sacrifice change.
Yeah, we were talking about him before. He's when he sacrifices now, he doesn't deny the enemy getting XP, but he, in addition to giving them XP, he converts it into experience for himself. So the skilled Lich players, like you were telling me before, Hawks, are gonna drop back and sacrifice a minion outside of the enemy's XP range, and will gain more of an advantage that way. It has a higher cooldown and gives more mana back as well. So I think we're going to see a bigger difference between the good and the bad Lich players, or maybe the good and the great.
Yeah, that's probably a fair enough assumption. Interestingly, we still have Lifestealer in the pool. He hasn't been picked up ban yet, and ASG, I'm not sure who their carry players are. This being my first cast in a few years. Oh, there you go. Interesting. They picked their two supports straight away. Lifestealer is still in the pool. Among other carries that are really strong right now, the Troll Warlord, oh geez, to go on a few.
Yeah,
it's that Crystal Maiden as well. It's not a very common early pick.
They've got a lot of soft CC in those two choices there, a lot of ice magic going around. They've got mini stuns. I think Crystal Maiden gives some stuns. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not the most sorry, I don't have the most knowledge in Dota 2, but working my way up there. They've got a lot of slows between the Lich and the Crystal Maiden, which tells me that they may go with a champion that has a lot of damage in that's not the most safe of champions, like something like Luna is what I'd imagine.
Yeah, they could go for a Luna. The Crystal Maiden does have a snare there, so they might, I don't know, run an aggressive trial lane with the new sacrifice, so he could get some extra EXP. That's always a possibility, and that could counter, you know, the changes in the jungle with the creep pools. So, yeah, we see just now Timbersaw getting banned out, which is, as I'm pretty sure we all know, very strong offlaner. Troll Warlord getting banned out now too. So they're trying to probably aim for their banning out, you know, the choices in the late game carries now.
Yeah,
you'd have to nearly ban, if you're Gorilla, you'd have to nearly ban the Lifestealer at this stage, because if they don't ban it right now, they're going to be able to pick it up.
Yeah, well, they've decided to ban the Luna, so they may have been thinking along the similar lines to me, and they don't want to be dealing with her. I know that she has strong early nuke damage and then transitions into a very strong carry later on. They're not going to be dealing with her. They have also picked up the Venomancer, which we didn't really touch on. He is very funny when he chucks down 8 Plague Wards in the same area. And now we got a ban for Ascension Gaming. They may want to ban a strong support like the... oh, well... I was going to say something like Bane, but they've decided to omit the Darkseer, who is known for his ionic shell, which can cause deaths to many unaware people.
Yeah, it does make a bit of a harassment for the melee carries there, trying to farm and lane there, and that ult is obviously quite painful, especially if you pick up a few beefed up carries in that wall there. So they're taking their time with this pick here. They still haven't picked up a carry, and there's still quite a few really good ones in the pool as well. The mids as well. Still quite a few good mids in there. The Queen of Pain. Alki. There's an Alki pickup even with the current nerf. He did get a buff to his HP regen, but taking away a significant portion of the HP gain. During that ult, it's yeah.
Well, we talked about it, Hogs. Well, sorry, you talked about it, that Darkseer really prevents the melee carries from farming. And Alchemist, of course, greed is good. It gives him a lot of money. So if he's able to be protected early on and not bullied out by the Darkseer that won't be present, we could see him getting a lot of money. And as you say in the patch, Chemical Rage HP regen increased by quite a bit, actually. Early on, it's from 15 to 50. So it's quite significant without the... well, of course, he won't have the bonus HP. He will have Ice Armor from Lich. I don't think Crystal Maiden gives anything except mana regen. But I feel like it'll be a good lane for him if the supports for Guerrilla Tactics aren't something really strong early on, like a Lion.
Yeah, well, they still don't have a mid yet, so mid or a jungle or an offlaner for that matter, so... yet to really see where they're going with this draft here. The Nyx Assassin pickup, he could probably be used. They might even go an aggressive tri-lane with the Nyx, the Veno, and the Weaver. That's a lot of damage there. Stun and a great slow there. And then you've got so far at the top potentially a defensive tri-lane for Ascension Gaming. The Bounty Hunter pickup, yeah, so he'll probably be heading into the off lane with the aggressive tri-lane here, and...
I think the Bounty Hunter pick is really smart here, Hooks, as obviously he gives True Sight with his track, and Nyx Assassin able to go invisible and then do a lot of damage when he bursts out of that. So Bounty Hunter going to be able to keep tabs on him. They could potentially be going against each other if the tri-lane that you outlined before doesn't end up going ahead. I'm thinking the Nyx Assassin may be in response to the changes in the patch 6.79, where night and day are now 4 minutes rather than 6. So with night coming around more often, Nyx Assassin may try and use that lack of vision to try and get around without having to use his ulti too early, and really abuse the vision that night takes away.
Yeah, there you go. That's actually quite a good thought there. There's still the smoke there, of course, that has always helped him. But yeah, that's definitely the nighttime, coming around a lot earlier and more often could play definitely a strong part in that. So maybe a mid. We still have yet to see a mid pickup, except for maybe...
How cool would Night Stalker be to go against the Nyx?
Man, Night Stalker, I was talking about him earlier to you. I hope we're going to see a lot more Night Stalkers with this. Medusa's going to be another. So that's two very hard carries that need quite a significant amount of farm here. So we're probably going to see a bit of a turtle game here. It's going to be interesting what they do with their lanes then. Probably Venomancer and Nyx and Medusa in a aggressive tri lane and Weaver in an off lane. And yeah, then we'll have the mids here. Nature Prophet getting banned out.
So they don't want to deal with that global pressure that he brings. He did get some changes in the patch. I'll quickly look those up here, Hawks. We were talking about him just before, but of course I forgot. Let's have a look here. Nature's Prophet, Treant's XP bounty increased, gold bounty increased. Oh, the changes that affect him is of course the jungle XP. It's going to be harder for him to level up. Looks like even with those changes, they do not want to be dealing with him. We go into reserve time for Guerrilla Attackers here, trying to figure out their last ban. Who do you think they may be targeting, considering a mid has not yet been picked up for Ascension Gaming, as far as we know?
Well, they don't have much crowd control. Maybe a Pudge with the change to Blink is what they could be banning out. I don't know. I'm hoping to see a lot more Pudges. Yeah, the Queen of Pain earlier. I was mentioning, so that does take out that mid and a lot of a burst there, but wow.
Okay, so they're going to be picking up Axe, and of course his ulti now resets if he does manage to get up the kill, so he has a lot of snowball potential. Is he going to be going to the jungle, I wonder, with the counter helix, or could he potentially be going off lane?
Oh, man, you really don't see Axe that much, but there's no mid here.
10 seconds to go.
With the changes to Battle Hunger, maybe, I don't know, stick him in mid? Who else are you going to stick in mid there? Alchemist can't really, because he obviously needs a farm. Maybe a Bounty Hunter mid. More than likely, it's got to be jungle. Jungle or mid, one of the two, but they're lacking a mid hero regardless here, unless they want to stick the Lich here. I'm quite confused.
Yeah, Lich could potentially go mid. You were talking about that before to me, Hawks, that he can get a significant advantage over a solo laner by dropping back, denying the XP. Looks like Tinker going to be picked up here. Now, there's a very funny strategy with Tinker, Hawks, that I've seen used before, where he gets the Boots of Travel, a bottle, and just keeps teleporting somewhere, making an army of machines, rearming, making another army, and then he teleports back to the base and keeps doing it over and over. It's very annoying to go against.
Yeah, that is definitely the way to play it there. Pretty much the only way that Tinker is getting played. So we're into the game now, and it's going to be interesting to see where they stick all their lanes there. You know what? You might be right about thinking the Lich mid with that new sacrifice there. You get quite a significant amount of extra EXP there. He's got a couple of tangos, ring of protection, and a few branches heading to mid.
The spirit.
So yeah, you're right, and that'll make Axe and then jungle and the Crystal Maiden and the Alki out top, which leaves Bounty on the off lane. And yeah, we've got Nyx Assassin and we've got the Veno and Weaver at top. So yeah, that's their aggressive tri lane. That is a lot of damage there, a lot of stun, a lot of control. They might be wanting to stick this tri lane up top here to get the creep pull from the side. Not sure if you can see those pings or not. Can you see those?
Yes, I can see them.
That's awesome, cool. So they'll probably be looking at pulling that camp back into the lane there, because that camp is now going to give the most EXP as opposed to this camp normally. I can't ping now. It's paused. Oh, there we go. So we have that camp there. That's now the easy camp. So, that's a massive difference in EXP there. So that's probably, I'm going to say, why they're sticking this tri lane at top. Medusa's going to have a pretty decent time at bot there versing the Bounty Hunter. She shouldn't get harassed, a great deal. She should be able to find quite a bit of farm there, taking the Mystic Stank first. We've got a bit of a movement coming around from which team is it? So it's Gorilla on the Radiant.
Yep. Gorilla,
So
the
they'll just
Radiant, and Ascension Gaming on the diet. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll quickly go over which team is where. So, the challengers are the Radiant in this game, Gorilla Tactics. They are currently number 2 in Group 3 of the amateur division of the Cybergamer Pro League for Dota 2. And at number 4 in Group 2, so a couple of positions above them, is Ascension Gaming, who are the Dire, looking to hold on to their spot here, Hawks, and we're going to have to see what the patch brings to us, as it looks like we have Crystal Maiden and Alchemist versus 3 heroes with Axe in the jungle. Weaver's going to Shikuchi forward, do a little bit of damage to the Alchemist, take a little bit of retaliation, and that will be that.
yeah, I think I'm not sure, but I reckon Axe with a Bloodstone would be pretty damn strong here. Haven't seen him really in competitive that much in ever. I'd like to see the amount of figures of his, the amount of times that he gets picked. But if he gets a Bloodstone up, he could really cause havoc in those team fights, man, if he's able to free farm.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm looking down at the bottom lane. Looks like Axe doing pretty well with his farming in the jungle, obviously. Medusa and Bounty Hunter actually doing pretty well. We may go through the teams here, or well, the players of the teams, while we've got a little bit of a stop in the action. So representing Gorilla tonight will be Carlos the Dwarf on the Medusa, who is offlaning against the Bounty Hunter at the moment. We have Hal on the Tinker in the mid lane. We have Weaver up at the top, played by Great Grand Gallant Gorilla Glog. On the Nyx Assassin, we have Tom Tom, who lets us know that this is actually a best of 1, not a best of 3. And rounding out Gorilla Tactics will be Sam on the Venomancer. Would you like to go through Ascension Gaming for us, Hawks?
Mate, on Ascension Gaming, we have Spectral on the Crystal Maiden. Oh, we just missed a first blood in mid.
Oh, okay. So, Lich...
I was watching top there.
Yeah, so was I. I wonder how that happened.
Yeah, had no idea, but the Lich got the first blood, which is going to give him the XP there. We've got Tinker TPing back into mid now with that bottle. But yeah, as we're saying, man, you're going to have to help me out with this name. Starts with Q. I'm just going to call him Q.
Quetzalcoatl. Yeah, that's a tricky one.
I'm just going to call him Q straight up. That's now his new nickname on GameStar, in my opinion.
So Q got the first blood?
yeah, Q's got the first blood. Then we've got Mad on the Bounty Hunter in the off lane. Salty Pete and Romantic on the Alchemist and Axe in respectively. Oh man, pretty disappointed I missed that first blood. First cast in ages and I couldn't pick one up.
Oh, that's alright, I missed it too. Looks like they died at around about the same time, Lich managing to pick up the first blood. Looks like Tom Tom on the Nyx Assassin, he's picked up the Spike Carapace and the Impale, is trying to hunt down poor Axe, who, of course, being played by Salty Pete, but he was back at the base. And the Observer wards here, Hawks, I'm not quite sure how you ping. But
hold alt and click on the map.
Alright, so these pings here, I do believe spotted Axe, who was very low on health. He got a lucky counter helix, which stopped him dying. And TomTom tried to hunt him down, was unsuccessful there. But, of course, the Weaver going to get a little bit more XP with his ally being away. TomTom standing in the trees, zoning out Spectral and Romantic. We'll have a look at the last hits for Alchemist. He is 8-0. And against the Weaver 20-0. So Weaver doing a very good job at the moment, although the greed is good passive on Alchemist is going to give him a little bit of a leg up in that sense.
Yeah, once he is able to get free farm there. Oh, here we go, a stun out from the Nyx Assassin. Slow is going on. Yeah, that's definitely a kill there. The, who was it? The Weaver picking up that kill, so that's definitely a decent go from. Here we go, Lich ult is coming out now. Oh, it doesn't bounce to him, but he will pick up the Nyx Assassin there. Stun coming out again from the Alchemist. They're not going to continue on with it. As the...
Okay, so that was a quick series of events there. the Weaver using this Kikuchi. But then, of course, very nice reaction from Mr. Q on the Lich, teleporting in, throwing out the Chain Frost, which, although didn't bounce, did so much damage. Looks like he may be able to get another kill on Sam. Will he get the extra auto attack off? He will, and the Venomancer played by Sam going to go down. Very well played by Q, getting 2 kills from his teleport up there. And we'll have to see what is his CS, or not CS, the minion kills. 19-1 as opposed to 9-7 on the Lich. But, of course, Tinker going to be pushing the tower here after picking up the farm that Lich's roam allowed him to get. And I have to say, that was really well played by Ascension Gaming.
Yeah, definitely a good rebuke there. Q delivering the goods so far with the old Lich mid. Also, what this has just enabled the Alchemist here to catch up a bit of farm. Romantic now getting a few last hits more than he had. Here we go, Tom throwing out the spike, the Impale again. Didn't land, so that's, I suppose, the end of that. And we've got Tinker with a haste rune. He might be looking to come top, but no, he chooses not to. Oh, wait a sec. Yeah, he is. He's popped that haste. He's not heading. He's going to rotate back into mid. Probably
he's going to hunt down Axe. Salty Pete going to get a Tinker to the back, going to engage on him. Easily pick that up. So the changes to Axe not stopping the fact that he loses a lot of health in the jungle. Nice kill picked up there by Hal. Definitely going to make up for the fact that he allowed Lich to get a double.
Yeah, it's definitely killing him, that ward there with the camp there. He's nearly been caught out once before, and they do have a few sentry wards up in the lane there for the Weaver. Maybe they should have tossed one down on that rune there, which is obviously catching him out of catching him in a bit of trouble there.
We can see actually all 5 members of Ascension Gaming up at the top lane here. Plague Ward going to catch out the Lich, but the Bounty Hunter going to remain undetected for now. Hopefully Carlos the Dwarf has called the fact that the Bounty Hunter is missing. We'll have a look at Carlos's farm. He's actually leading at the moment, 43-4, and Ascension Gaming going to get the push on at the top, as mid going to take some damage from Hal, and Carlos going to be bringing the pain to the bottom tower. Oh, looks like the dive going to go forward. Battle Hunger goes off on the Venomancer as the, I don't know what that move is from Weaver. I think it's the Swarm, but it is not going to be enough. Ascension Gaming going to pick up another kill. And now they're kind of sitting here with the tower that they want to go against being defended by Plague Wards at the moment. Mid tower at about a third of its health remaining. Bottom tower not much healthier, Hawks. I wonder which is the first piece of infrastructure going to go down here. 5 members up at the top, but mid starting to fall lower. Both team structures going to be fortified. I don't know who is going to fall first here. What do you think of this decision to go all top by Ascension?
Oh, it's a little bit of a tough one there. They are pretty much lost 2 towers there. The mid is nearly down, and the bot will be down in a second. It is in deny range there, so they probably... Doesn't look like they're going to TP down there, so they will lose 1 tower to that. Probably not the best trade-off here, but here we go. There's a bit of action going down here. The track up on Weaver, this is pretty dangerous. Oh, yeah, there you go. There's that ult. Axe getting the first competitive ult that GameStar's caught.
Yeah, we're able to catch his first Culling Blade. Hopefully not the last we'll get to see. And we can see the Bounty Hunter's... what he's bringing to the table. We talked about how he counters Nyx in the stealth, but not Weaver. And of course Weaver, you can't really jump back 5 seconds out of the track. So very well played there by the Bounty Hunter, who is being played by Mad, who has returned to the bottom lane, finding that his tower has gone down. We'll have a look at the kills, deaths, and assists. Hal and Q doing very well, so both of the mid laners making the presence felt on their teams. And we'll have to see more towers go down. For all the roaming that's been going on, only 1 tower having fallen is a little strange.
Bit of harassment coming out there from Tinker with his boots of travel now. And that's one of the main things to talk about now, man.
He doesn't even have any points in March of the Machines, but like you say, Boots of Travel, able to reset the cooldown with the rearm, his ultimate. Looks like Lich may be able to catch him out here. Q and Hal going to go off. The haste rune going to be activated by Hal. And now, oh, so much damage coming out of the Tinker. Is Q going to be able to get out of here? His team is going to be backing him up. Nyx Assassin moving forward. And the haste rune has been popped by Hal. Looks like he's just going to be traveling back to the base, abusing Tinker's skill set there. Q going to be eating a few trees for himself. He does have the Tranquil Boots, which gives him a lot of sustain. And, oh, geez, that Frost Blast doing almost half of the GGGG's health. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name.
Yeah, there's quite a few long ones there. It's interesting how the Tinker, you said he hasn't got the March of Machines yet, so he's just looking to go for an early gank build, I dare say. There's a couple of pings going out on the tracked up Medusa, but doesn't look like the Lich is keen to go on with that track wearing off.
Yeah, we'll have another look at the last hits. Looks like Medusa doing very well, 67 at the moment, followed by Alchemist, who is at 42, and Axe doing quite well as well, considering he was being hunted in his own jungle. It looks like Lich and Bounty Hunter going to be running forward here. His stealth has run out. Lich, will he get the ultimate off? He does indeed. It is going to bounce. Nice kill picked up on to the Medusa there, and track off on the Nyx Assassin. He's not going to be getting out of there anytime soon. Well done by Ascension Gaming. The defenders here going to pick up 2 kills for their roam. Looks like Teleport going to go off by Tinker. Oh, a lot of damage going down. Boots of Travel on to the minion. He's going to try and get the rearm off. He doesn't have any cooldowns up. Now Crystal Maiden is here with the Lich. Frost Blast almost off cooldown. Looks like Hal going to be able to get out of there with his Boots of Travel. And nice return kill from Guerrilla Tactics there.
Yeah, indeed. If you have a look at the net worth, though, while all this is going on, the Alchemist is actually starting to really catch up in a bit of farm there. That Goblin's Greed, as you said, once he was starting to get a little bit of that free farm on, he's definitely going to be catching up. Also, I was watching that ult, man, that bonus health regen, maybe it's not that much of a nerf after all. Once he gets a BKB or something up, man, he's going to be pretty damn hard to kill.
You're going to have to burst him, or you're not going to get anywhere, I think.
Yeah, and it looks like he is going for that. He does have the Ogre Club and Mithril Hammer there, so one would definitely assume he's going for that BKB there, which will obviously stop a significant portion of that damage there.
Yeah, he has the Mithril Hammer, so he's not too far away from the Black King Bar at all. He's got it in the stash at the moment, not going to be able to utilize it just yet. We'll have a look at the kills. Lich and the Tinker doing very well like before. Bounty Hunter going to be running forward. He has popped the stealth. We have Medusa hiding in the trees here. Looks like he'll be okay for the time being. Already picking up the Yasha, going to be moving around very fast. Illusion Rune in the bottom part of the river, as Tom on the level 4 Nyx Assassin going to try and do some jungling to catch up here. Tinker is going to be using his rearm. Will he be coming in here with Medusa? Illusion Rune has been popped by Venomancer, as Nyx Assassin going to be... will he be headed off here? Looks like Axe going to be running forward. Battle Hunger has gone down onto Tom. Counter Helix comes out, but a lot of damage comes out from the Tinker. Tinker has had the track put onto him. Weaver has come in here. A lot of damage going down onto Axe. He has the Frost Armor on him. Will it be enough to get him out? Weaver being slowed from the attacks from the Lich's Frost Armor, but Sakuchi, with the movement speed it grants, going to be able to get him up there. Looks like Bounty Hunter, he has the track down, and a nice kill picked up by Q. Looks like it may not be enough, though. I think Weaver picked that one up as well. He did. He gets 549 gold for ending that streak, as Bounty Hunter going to try and make his way out there. I think that ended up being a 2-for-1 after all was said and done, so well played by Guerrilla Tactics there. Invisibility Rune in the bottom part of the tower, and guess who's up at top? Free farming Hawks.
Yeah, that is once again the Alchemist there. He nearly has that BKB up, which is definitely giving him a lot of space there. The thing, though, to remember, the track kills there, while they're good...
Oh, Bounty Hunter going to be engaging the Medusa sitting there, and the Mana Shield is barely going to get him out there. He pops the track onto Venomancer. Very well played by Carlos there, just trying to get the minions, or the jungle monsters down. Mad almost bursting him out. but the last tiny remnants of Carlos's mana bar going to save him. And a nice escape from Guerrilla Tactics. Looks like Bounty Hunter. Will he be caught out by the Weaver here? It looks like the invisibility rune has been pinged by the Bounty Hunter, so Ascension Gaming know that it is there. Top tower, I think, no, it wasn't top, it was mid, who eventually fell. I think it was to the minions, and it looks like Weaver is going to get jumped on here. He has the Battle Hunger, which will slowly do damage to him, but I don't think Track was available, or at least it wasn't cast, and Weaver gonna get out of there free of charge.
Yeah, that Lich was able to pick up a kill on the Tinker there while he was pushing mid there. At least that's what I assume would happen, and pretty much directly after he took the tower, he was killed by the Lich. That's a pretty damn cool skin on that Lich, though, while I look at him. Q there, I'm admiring you.
We'll have to try and figure out a cooler name for him. I don't think Q sums it up.
Oh man, Q's
Quets.
pretty cool. I mean, you got Q from Star Trek. You know, he's pretty boss.
Oh, that's true.
What's wrong with Q?
Yeah, all right, let's stick with Q.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like Nyx Assassin going to be jumping forward onto Alchemist. He was definitely in the wrong place at the wrong time there. Nice initiate by TomTom, and Hal going to be picking up that kill. Going to be very happy with himself there. Illusion Rune has spawned in at the top part. I thought Tinker was doing something crazy, but he's just reharming himself. And looks like, is he? No, he's going to be traveling back to the base. I'm going to stop watching him now. He's not actually doing anything out of the ordinary. We'll have a look at the last hits here. Medusa and Alchemist still farming up a storm each. Both of them very hard carries. Hawks, who do you think has a better chance in these fights? Keeping in mind Alchemist almost has his Black King bar. Oh, actually does have it now.
Man, Alki's
Oh,
a pretty
in the top lane, it looks like Lich and Mad going to be jumping forward, and a Bounty Hunter going to pick up that kill. Definitely being in the wrong place at the wrong time was Guerrilla Tactics there. Ascension going to pick up that kill. Lich going to take a lot of hits from the tower. And sorry, Hawks, I keep cutting you off there. Spectral going to take some damage from the Plague Ward after very long-range missiles come out of the Tinker. Alchemist going to be pushing Carlos the Dwarf. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, they're going to be doing a lot of damage and nothing happening in the mid. This is a intense game so far.
Yeah, there's definitely a fair bit of action here. The Bounty Hunter throwing up the track on the Weaver. Oh, I thought the Elky was thinking about going in there for that stun there. Here we go. He has charged it up now. Has he got the BKB on yet?
Oh.
Didn't pop the BKB, and he falls pretty easily. TomTom chasing Salty Pete there. He gets the mana drain on him, but the Impale was not on cooldown, and Weaver will pick it up. Here we go. Here's another kill that's going to come out there. The Impale is still on cooldown for another 7 seconds. Oh, Weaver. Oh, manning up by the Weaver.
Oh, is Quetz going to fall? He does indeed. TomTom barely going to survive there. The Plague Ward going to tank up the last hit from the tower. Nice turnaround from Guerrilla. A 4-for-1. That was definitely what they needed. Difference in gold earned. It is going back to... Oh, Guerrilla, it almost went to Ascension. We'll have a look at the XP line. Definitely in Ascension Gaming's favor, but starting to get more towards the goal point. So if we look at the experience, it's starting to even out a little bit more. Ascension Gaming losing that advantage. The gold gained definitely in Guerrilla's favor at the moment. And of course, Weaver is a very hard carry, as well as Medusa. But the Alchemist has been farming up a storm, like we said. Hawks, Bounty Hunter's been doing quite well. And the burst damage available from the Lich, who has picked up his mechanism. Not sure what he's going to be going for. An answer could potentially be a Force Staff or maybe an Ag Scepter. His experience is quite good at the moment. He's at level 12. His ult's going to be doing a lot of damage if it manages to get the bounce off with the Chain Frost.
Oh, definitely, man. That Chain Frost is insanely strong at the moment. If he gets that Aghanim Scepter, that's definitely going to provide a lot into their team fight here. We do have Howl up on the Tinker, though. He does have the March of the Machines, and this is one... Oh, wow, missed a kill there. Looks like the Nyx was out of position.
Yeah, that's a strange place to be.
Yeah, perhaps he didn't realise he was cracked, or there might have been a... No, there was no sentries there, so maybe he was just out of position.
Yeah, wrong place at wrong time, I guess.
Yeah. As I was about to say, though, the thing with ASG's team is they don't have much push here, whereas Howl can just TP from lane to lane with those boots of travel and just push like crazy here, and there's nothing really much to stop that, other than going for that team fight. You know, that's the only thing that they have to counter that, is just to go for that brute force. We do have a couple of TP spots.
You know the drill.
Doesn't look like they're going to do anything with it, though.
No, I think Bounty Hunter did manage to see the boots of travel going off. They said, back off, guys. There is a Tinker down here. They may be going for it. Much of the machine's going to go off. Up at the top lane, we can see Spectral and Salty Pete, along with Romantic, going to be able to stop the push there. A lot of the guerrilla tactics heading to the bottom lane. They could potentially catch out Q here. And one thing we can say for Lich, he's not the most tanky at the moment. If he gets caught out, he's probably going to die quite quickly. As we can see, one type of each ward being placed by Guerrilla Tactics at the bottom. Up at the top, it looks like Weaver's going to be moving forward. Does he have the ultimate available? He does. He can time-lapse. He has been caught. Will he time-lapse out of this? He has the BKB used, and he will time-lapse and Shikuchi out of there, as Bounty Hunter going to pick up a kill at the bottom lane. Q going to try and get the teleport off. TomTom has been tracked, and he's going to get a lot of damage down. Going to pick up the Lich. Will Bounty Hunter be able to take him down? He has been tracked. Both of the stealth assassins going to walk away from each other in the end. Ends up being a 1-for-1 when with the Weaver.
Oh, here we go. He's baited him out with the spy carapace then, but...
Oh! Yes. You don't have to see the Shuriken pick up a kill. Looks like Weaver will be easily able to pick this up. Unless, the stealth managing to juke each other. Weaver not going to be able to catch up. He does have the mana for Sakuchi now. Mad going to be sprinting his way out of there. He will get out. Very well played by Mad there.
Yeah, Mad picking up that kill there. It looked like he was running it for bait there for the Weaver to pick up that kill there, but he played it pretty well in the fact that he used the spy carapace there on just a normal attack, so he was able to then throw off his shuriken toss and pick up that kill. Meanwhile, the Alchemist still farming pretty hard there. He does have 3,000 gold. Wonder what he's going to be going for. Maybe a heart.
Trouble brewing.
Yeah, trying to.
He'd be pretty damn tanky with that ult if he gets a heart up. I mean, he would be hard to kill.
Yeah, particularly with the chemical rage giving the HP regen that we talked about, and heart would definitely make up for the health that he loses from the last night's changes. Looks like a Sentry Ward going to be going down in the mid lane. They definitely do not want Bounty Hunter getting on top of them. We'll have a look at the difference in gold, and starting to swing towards Ascension Gaming for the first time in ages. XP earned also in Ascension Gaming's favor. But at some point, they're going to have to deal with Carlos. That's what keeps going in the back of my mind here, Hawks, that with the Medusa is already got the Mantra style. He has Ogre Club, so he's fairly tanky. I don't know what he's heading for next in the items. It could potentially be BKB. Oh, looks like we're going to miss some action down at the bottom lane. The Great Grand Gallant Gorilla Glog going to be caught out of position in much the same position Nyx was earlier on.
Yeah, the Axe has the Blink Dagger up there. Not sure if they were aware of that one or not. Maybe that's why he got caught out there, but that definitely would have played a part in that kill, I'd say. Just trying to remember how to bring up the damn graphs, the swings in the XP. Can you quickly run that run through me?
I think I changed it. Try 1 and 3. That's what I've got it set at the moment. Looks like Romantic. Oh, he on the Alchemist. Will they be jumping forward? The Courier. Will the Nyx Assassin be able to get it? No. He has turned around. And Alchemist going to be jumped on here. He does have the BKB. Going to take a lot of damage from the long-range missile from Tinker. BKB going to stop and taking much more damage. Tinker going to just run up and throw an auto attack. Not going to be able to close that off. Looks like Bounty Hunter jumping forward. Medusa going to pop the Stone Gaze. And Bounty Hunter going to be an invisible statue. Here's Salty Pete picking up the killing spree. Culling Blade has been reset. Bounty Hunter has a track on both Medusa and the Venomancer. And is Nyx Assassin going to be able to get out? No, it will be stopped by Spectral. Beautiful work from the Crystal Maiden there to catch that out. Salty Pete picking up the double kill. Very well done by Ascension Gaming, 2 for 0. Did you manage to bring up the graphs, Hawks?
No, I haven't been able to, but that's fine because I could see like the most important parts anyway. Because you've got you've got the Medusa there. She's starting to get a bit fat, but have a look at that Alchemist, man. He is going to be damn big soon. He nearly has that Curious up, so he did choose to
Oh,
go for that, which is still a decent. Well, not a decent, it's a bossly item. So
yeah.
he's starting to already find, those big end game items there, and he's just farming up now, and he's going to be scary there. Axe picking up the blade mail, so that's going to be causing a lot of havoc there too.
Yeah, we see Salty Pete. He didn't have the best of starts. We saw Q bring an early advantage for Ascension Gaming, and now with him building support and Salty Pete starting to take over the carry role a little bit, he's already got the Blink Dagger. Like we said, he could start stacking some strength. Mid tower taking a lot of damage here, and we talked about the pushing power of Ascension Gaming not being the strongest, but when there's nothing stopping them, they're going to be able to take it down. Oh, actually, will the mid go down? It does indeed. Q going to pick up that kill. Nice teleport from Romantic to stop the bottom tower falling, and it looks like Bounty Hunter and Medusa may end up having a 1v1 here. Hawks, they were solo laning most of the game. Looks like Boots of Trouble going to go off by the Tinker Track, going to go off. Bounty Hunter running into the trees, and he's going to try and get the teleport off. He's going to end up cancelling now that Spectral has rejoined him. Track is on both of the enemy's rearm, going to go off. Will Tinker be going back in? Shoots out the missiles, does not nearly as much damage as I would have thought. I guess the Axe is starting to get quite tanky himself. Now he has a track on for his troubles. Mad, he's not given up just yet. Looks like now he shoots out the Razor Shuriken, does absolutely nothing. And a lot of hype for a lot of nothing there.
Yeah, that's fair enough there. But while that goes on, the Weaver is down a bot there, getting a bit of farm on. He does have that BKB up on himself, so he's got the defenses there against the Lich ult mainly is what he'd be looking for. Few pings going out into mid. Hell is pushing that, and he is slightly surrounded here. If he doesn't TP out now, he might be in trouble. Oh, wow.
Oh. Okay.
The unstable concoction does go out, but he was able to get that TP out soon, so that'll probably hit and land on him anytime shortly. There we go. Just hits him in spawn there. I love it when that happens.
So I think the BKB on Weaver may be to stop the unstable concoction, because that's what has been happening in the fights. Weaver kind of jumps forward, and I think Spectral's really been on the ball with placing the sentry wards down. He gets stunned from the Alchemist and just dies very quickly. Looks like Hal going to be getting the March Machines off Weaver down at the bottom lane. Again, could we see this happen for the third time here, Hawks, as Axe going to be blinking in, get a lot of damage off on Weaver. Weaver is not going to disengage in time, and Salty Pete picks up a mega kill streak. I think this tower needs to not be looked at for a little bit, because it's caused so many problems, as TomTom is going to get seen by Axe, but they decided they don't really care. They're going to continue to push at the bottom lane. Meanwhile, the Guerrilla Tactics going to try and get some push on at the top lane.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a tower trade-off, though. The BH does have a TP. Who else has a TP? Yeah, they're going to TP top now. Couple going to the back tower too to prevent the longer TP on it. Romantic able to farm that up now, and he's nearly tank enough to not care about those much of the machines, which is definitely a good thing for him. Really picking up that net worth. The Medusa, what's she sitting on right now? I haven't had a look at her in a while.
Oh, she's picked up the ultimate orb for herself. Could potentially be going for the, what was I thinking, a Lincoln Sphere or something like that. Eye of Skadi, maybe. Oh, I think she already has a attack modifier.
No, she doesn't. She's got a mana style there. I'd say it would be a Skadi. It could... Oh, it could also be a Lincoln's there. I mean, there is quite a few single target spells there that are quite detrimental. The Lich, the Concoction, obviously. We do have a DC coming out, so we'll have a pause.
I think they kind of need the 7-3 Axe to be in the game.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Yeah, so the Gem of True Sight being picked up by Spectral here, definitely going to be a big middle finger to the Nyx Assassin, and particularly the Weaver, who has been scouting out for his team perhaps a little too often. as it looks like Romantic apologizing for the disconnect of Salty Pete. Hopefully he can get back in quickly here. Now, we've seen Ascension Gaming grouping up and pushing the towers down as a team, and then getting some very nice teleports off to defend the counter push. How do you think 5v5s are going to go?
We haven't seen that many yet. I'd say at this stage, ASG do have, it's still in that stage where the Lich should be quite effective there, unless they time their BKBs right. He'll be able to get off a lot of damage there. The Crystal Maiden, if she's left alone, she doesn't have the ult yet, actually, so I suppose that doesn't even matter. The track kills are just going to keep those gold coming in. I'd say at this stage, the Guerrilla guys would be trying to avoid those team fights and just stick to that split pushing there and try to go off for base towers and keep on farming with their Medusa and Weaver, because if those guys go to late game, they're going to be pretty damn hard to stop. I mean, the Alki can carry, and the BH can put in a fair bit of deeps too, but those two would probably be too much at this stage.
Okay, so the split push of Gorilla is looking pretty strong, honestly. We've got the Medusa with the, what was it that made her push very hard? Well, she's got split shot, so she's able to clear the creep waves very easily, similar to Luna. But the Manta style means that she can be in multiple places, multiple lanes, it looks like they will be able to get the bottom tower here quite quickly as soon as Salty Pete reconnects. The Illusions have a decent bit of duration left, going to be pushing that down, and Medusa not too far away herself. Looks like Spectral and Mad right next to the Roshan pit, going to try and get some wards down there. And there were some changes to Roshan with particularly the Aegis and his random respawn time now, Hawks.
Yeah, the random respawn is actually going to make, I suppose, a lot of dynamic play based around that. If teams are going to be wanting to get that Roche, they have to really keep up with that warding there and, kind of control that side of the map a bit more, so they're able to go in there and check. You might see a lot of creeps that'll get sent in there from the Helms or. Nature's Prophets, guys like that, even the Venomance Awards. Surprised that I haven't seen a few spammed up on there yet, because it'd be about that time that they'd want to take that. We do have a couple of pings coming out. Sorry, man, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, Mad's jumping forward to try and hunt down the Medusa. It looks like those Illusions going to pick up the tower and then time out, so very well done by Carlos there, using all that farm he's been picking up. We'll have a look at the gold that he is worth. So Medusa's been picking up 420 gold a minute. Alchemist 530 per minute, so he's been farming up an absolute storm. And I think he's picked up a couple of kills for himself. No, actually he's 025. But obviously getting a lot of money from the greed is good, and the free farming he's been doing. Looks like Medusa going to get the top tower. So like you said, Hawks, the split pushing coming out from Guerrilla Tactics going to pick up two very quickly. That's all the outer towers down, and Ascension Gaming, they're down at the bottom, but it may not be the place to be at the moment. They're close to the Roshan pit. Looks like Guerrilla just going to farm up the enemy's jungle for the time being on a couple of their carries. Wonder where the Tinker's going off to. It's just going to be attacking the Ancients and getting the heck out of there. Ascension Gaming still at the bottom lane, so I think they realize their strength is sticking together, and they're going to be using that advantage that they've picked up over the past 10 minutes.
Yeah, indeed, they do have Romantic there. He's starting to get really tanky now with the Reaver there. He's able to tank up that Terran push, but they really should be carrying some TP. Here we go, TPs are coming out now. We do have Spectral up there. We've also got Q and Salty P, and looks like the other two guys are just going to run away and go back to farming, which is probably a decent win for them. They did manage to get that tower and only lose half of their second tier 2, so that's an extra significant amount of gold to the ASG guys.
I really feel like Ascension Gaming are relying on Romantic in these fights. I mean, he's already picked up the 25 strength in the Reaver. He's got the Black King bar. He's got Assault Curious. If he's unmolested in these fights, he's going to be doing so much. So it's going to be up to Gorilla to control them. Let's see what they've got. They've got the Stone Yays. They have Venomance. I believe he has hard CC somewhere in his kit. Maybe I was wrong.
No, Vermance has got a lot of damage over time and quite a good slow there, and a lot of pushing power with those wards, denying the middle tier 2 tower, so that'll take a little bit of gold off them, but it's not the biggest thing at this stage of the game. Whereas Romantic nearly at that heart, man. He does have that vitality booster there. He's just a few short gold away, couple of creeps from that heart, and he is going to be tanky.
Yeah, very difficult to take down and going to be doing a lot of damage. And of course the Assault Curious going to be very handy for Salty Pete and Mad, although Bounty Hunter doesn't rely on the auto attacks as much as he does just bursting people. Looks like Carlos down at the bottom lane, going to be running into the corner to get his teleport off. Will he be going up to the top lane? Looks like Hal going to teleport up there, and I think he just blink daggered out. He did indeed. Going to try and put the pressure on with the denial of the mid tower. There's only one tier 2 left, and it's not looking the most safe, so maybe Gorilla need to try and get that pushing on and delay the 5v5 fight that's been coming for the last 32.5 minutes. To try and get Weaver and Medusa up to the stage where they can burst through Alchemist's ult.
Well, it's going to be pretty difficult to do with that heart and Curious, man. All he needs now is a little bit of damage, and he's good to go. He could pick up, quite a few items here. It'll be interesting to see what he gets, but yeah, Hell probably has to jump a little bit more from lane to lane. Trying to get that push on, trying to keep it out to the late game because, as I said, we're going to have that Weaver and the Medusa there. He's going to be just massive towards the end. That split shot will be causing havoc.
We'll have a look at the gold picked up from the Medusa, 454 per minute. Currently sitting at the not the most, 370 at the moment. Has managed to pick himself up the Eye of Skadi, so going to be slowing in addition to all the damage he will be throwing out there. Roshan definitely the focus of Ascension Gaming at the moment. Not going to be stopping to do it just yet, though. They want to get the push on in the mid, try and alleviate some of the pressure before they start that off. And Aegis on someone like the Bounty Hunter at this point would be very detrimental to Gorilla's chances. I mean, they could chuck it on Alchemist, but he doesn't need it at this point, I feel like, as Carlos going to quickly get the teleport out there. And the smoke has been popped here, Hawks. I don't think Ascension Gaming is going to be able to pull off too much from it, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they quite that smoke. I was at top having a look to see what the Tinker was doing. He's starting to get that push on now. But wasn't in vision of the wards? Do you remember where they popped it? I think that's why they're all backed off right now. Pretty sure they would have seen that smoke there.
Yeah, they will take the ward down right outside Roshan, and Alchemist going to be wrecking Roshan a new one by himself as the rest of Ascension Gaming join here. I don't think that Guerrilla Tactics is going to be able to do much about this, and they're even waiting, the Spectre and Salty Pete, waiting on the outside of the pit just in case it is contested. It will not be, and Romantic probably going to pick up the last hit there, and he picks himself up the Aegis, so this Alchemist just went from almost unkillable to completely unkillable. And the 5v5, I feel like it's coming soon here, Hawks.
Yeah, they're probably going to be looking at pushing mid soon with that tier 1 at the tier 2, sorry, at the top there. That'll probably be what they'll be relying on there. They wanna be able to push before that tower goes down because they can let that top tower go down. It doesn't mean a great deal. Whereas if Tinker is pushing a tier 3 tower, that's when they really have to decide to get back. And here we go. The altar's been propped, and he's just sitting inside the marching machines, tanking it, man, and just not caring.
Oh, he doesn't care at all. Between the chemical. Going to be jumping forward. The Crystal Maiden popping down the CC there. Alchemist, he's not going to die. The Aegis not going to be popped. He tanked that tower for so long. And Salty Pete going to pick up the Weaver kill. And this may be the beginning of the end here. Romantic running up and one-shotting the ward. Medusa doing a lot of clearing there. And these Plague Wards really in a good spot to stem the flow of creeps. Going to stop the tower push for now in the 4v5 defense from Guerrilla Tactics. They will succeed for now. It looks like Ascension Gaming with Romantic healing so fast between the Chemical Rage and the Heart of Tarask. Going to be full health again, able to tank that tower up. It's sitting at about a third of its health with the minions coming in. Plague Ward's going to prevent it doing too much. Don't know if the tower's going to be falling here. True Sight being popped on the Venomancer here. They're trying to defend this. The blink forward from Salty Pete and the taunt gonna spell the end for Venomancer here. Oh, nice stun from the Alchemist on the teleporting Tinker, and the Impale from the Nyx Assassin not going to be enough now. He has been grouped up on. The Medusa is in, but will she be able to do anything? It looks like she will not be able to. The Snake almost taking down Spectral there, as Bounty Hunter going to do something to the Spectral. I'm not quite sure what that was. And 3 kills picked up for 0, as well as a tower. Ascension Gaming dominating at this point.
Yeah, they've definitely showing his strength right now, man. That is unreal. 157 when that heart's going and his ult at the same time. Trap kill goes out on the Weaver again. The Medusa popping the Stone Gaze there, able to get the kill. No! Just one auto attack away from killing the Bounty Hunter. Track going up again on Venomancer there, and Romantic is just gonna casually walk back and get all of his HP back.
Oh, jeez, Chemical Rage being popped again. Now he's tanking up the tower. The damage from Medusa, oh, it's focusing on him, but he's sitting comfortable for the time being. They're gonna potentially burst him down. Aegis going to pop Spectral, gonna fall very quickly there, and Romantic has popped back up, pops the BKB, and we're really seeing the power of a free farming Medusa at this point. TomTom going to blink dagger forward and get the stun onto Mad, but he will be able to get out of there. Well played by the Carlos and the rest of the Guerrilla Tactics team to get that defense off, pick up 2 kills for themselves. But the instant buyback from Ascension Gaming, they want to continue applying the pressure here.
Yeah, that's fair enough too. I probably would at this stage, because I'm pretty sure that Aegis went down, but the Alchemist, did he go down, actually?
No, the Aegis popped, and then he just kind of sprinted out of there when he came back up.
Yeah, so that would have been the key kill there, but I mean, taking out those players and having their buyback on is definitely going to alleviate some pressure, as Howl is now able to TP out of the base there and go from lane to lane. Here we go, stun going out from the Alki. You can't find him, so he's just going to eat that one then.
We see Carlos going to be jumping forward. There is a Bounty Hunter behind him, and he's not aware of it just yet. Ascension Gaming going to be closing in here. Mana Shield going to absorb the burst from the Bounty Hunter and going to be able to slither his way on out. Romantic smacking up the creeps here, going to be taking them down. We can see how, like you say, Hawks trying to take down the last outer tower. Not able to do as much as he would have liked. TomTom looks like he wants to try and finish the job, though, running past Spectral, as apparently the Dire wouldn't mind a top tower. It's going to start taking some damage, and Hal gonna get off the marching machines, get out of there.
Oh, here we go. Tinker, the Nyx Assassin getting caught out in the middle from a great sentry ward there from Spectral. Really on top of that, picking up another kill on the Nyx Assassin. The Hal was able to get that town down atop, get the push on to be able to do so, but now they have that Nyx down for another 30 seconds. But that's actually a really big thing there for the Guerrilla guys there. They're able to now, you know, effectively, yeah, see, Tinker's going for it right now. He's pushing that top lane out because it's already there, nearly at the T3 towers there, which is definitely, like, you know, unless these team fights are just going to be an absolute hammering right now, they're going to have to do something about it. And I mean, there is quite a few TPs out there, but I mean, with the Abyssal Blade, the BKB, the Heart, it might be a little bit too late at this stage. The Mana Style getting popped. Here we go. The Stone Gaze going in. That's a lot of damage going out there. The Axe is copping a fair bit. Ultimate goes out from the Venomancer. Here we go. Mitch is getting the Chain Frost on. Man, Romantic in a little bit of trouble there, but just not quite enough damage there.
Oh, Salty Pete going to fall in the end, so perhaps not the best aggressive move from Ascension Gaming. It looks like Mad may end up paying with his life as well. He will be picked up by TomTom on the next Assassin. Weaver going to be jumping forward. The Swarm goes off. Crystal Maiden going to be able to get out of there. Romantic trying to sprint his way on out. Q gets the teleport off, and really well played by Guerrilla Tactics there, using the tower to their advantage. Actually, a 4v5 in the end means Hal, 4v5 means Hal is going to be able to get the push on at the top, and we may have called it too early. It looks like Guerrilla not finished with the game just yet, as Medusa Man has picked up hasn't picked up anything yet, but with that split shot, doing so much damage to so many people and able to slow them down as well. Just devastating. Even this creep wave just dies instantly between the Mystic Snake and the split shot.
Yeah, that is indeed a lot of damage there. And with that starter, you're right, that slow is absolutely causing some havoc there. Perhaps the Axe there getting caught out of position, not been able to blink as well as he could. But now Medusa has a lot of space now. She's going to be pushing out bot there and picking up a little bit more farm. If she gets a BKB, man, well, yeah, I suppose she'd go onto a BKB and she would be quite tanky to kill as well. And she'll be putting out a lot of damage to the entire team there. A couple of pings are going out from the next assassin played by TomTom on Romantic. Weaver going in as well. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to do anything. They do get the impale off, but
that's like butting your head against a brick wall. That's not going to get you anywhere, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, Roshan has about 30 seconds, or even 20 seconds, till it's back up. We saw TomTom getting the respawn on that, so that could be where the game is decided. We'll have a quick look at difference in gold, and still heavily in Ascension Gaming's favor. And they've also got the advantage in XP earned. Have a look at the items. Nothing of substance picked up mostly. Lincoln Spear being picked up by Weaver. We'll have to see him have more of an impact in these fights. He's good at cleaning up, but we need to see him bursting someone down, maybe the Bounty Hunter or perhaps the Lich, to stop him getting off another Frost Blast, as the Ascension Gaming really being forced back into their base at this point by some nice split pushing by the Tinker. Mid lane still looking fairly decent. Dyer's at top tower being beaten down apparently. Not sure what the name of the guy who does his voice, Hawks, but I really like him.
Yeah, fair enough. That is a really actually interesting, just going back on...
Oh, Hal he's going to get the Blink Dagger out of there, and doesn't manage to get the teleport out. Well played by Ascension Gaming to catch him out there. He almost got out, and it looks like this may spell a Roshan for Guerrilla Tactics here. They're going to rush for it. Oh no, it's not actually up yet. So that change to the respawn time really playing tricks with their heads at the moment. Plague Ward gonna go down and get some vision of it, and looks like the Ascension Gaming guys got the same idea. Plague Ward's gonna be cleared out for sure, and we'll have to see when he actually does respawn here.
Yeah, it's that 8 to 11 minute bracket, if I remember right. But yeah, as I was saying, man, it's really interesting that the Weavers decided to go for a Lincoln's and a BKB. I mean, at this stage, you probably would have thought damage could have been a bit better, would have been a better choice. But, I mean, as I said, if this game goes any later and he does get damaged, like, there's going to be a lot of farm carries everywhere.
I love watching Ascension just poking their head into the ocean pit like, is he ready yet? Is he ready? Nope, not yet. He's not too far off of being ready, I think. I misread the timer. It looks like he's got about 20 seconds left now or so. No, actually, he's going to respawn right then. So, I don't think either team is actually aware that he's respawned just yet. Weaver going to jump forward. sorry, Lincoln Spear going to block the damage from the Bounty Hunter. The jump forward, Crystal Maiden going to be channeling in the trees, and Q taking a lot of damage. Mechanism going to save him as Salty Pete going to fall to the Medusa as Sam barely going to survive. Mad going to fall as well. Q trying to get some damage off, and the Romantic on the Alchemist going to be jumping forward, doing a lot of damage. Hell could potentially fall here. Track is on to the onto the Medusa. She gets chased down. Nyx Assassin going to pick up the kill on Spectral Crystal Maiden. Currently a 3-for-0 in Gorilla's favor. Weaver going to be running forward, chasing down the Alchemist. Going to pop BKB and get the Boots of Travel off as the projectile going to follow him back. Tinker going to bottle a regeneration rune, and no casualties suffered by Gorilla there. Ascension really getting caught out when they didn't want to, and they could potentially lose a Roshan for it.
Yeah, they're definitely going to lose a Roshan here. Axe and Bounty Hunter, obviously two core heroes being lost, but here we go. Buyback is coming in. They are stepping down. Romantic has busted his ult. The chemical rage is going on. Acid's going down. Doesn't look like they want to fight this. Tom just getting ruined in that. Oh, that chain cross. Brutal.
You do not want to group up against the Lich, doing so much bouncing damage. Weaver, will he be able to get out? Looks like they want the Medusa rather than the Weaver, or they may be going for both, actually. Medusa, will he manage to get out? He has the Manta style, gives movement speed, maybe enough to get away from Romantic. No, he's going to try and pull the old Duke, going to get stunned up by the Unstable Concoction, as he's going to try and get the teleport out, but the stun comes out from the, I'm not sure who it was actually who did it, may have been the, I'm not actually sure who interrupted the teleport, but a nice pickup by Ascension Gaming, picking 3 kills right back up for themselves. That ult out of Q really settled that for them then, and they're going to be able to pick up a Roshan as well.
Yeah, those buybacks were definitely worth it. They were able to really get in there and just wreak havoc, man. That Lich ult is still doing a significant amount of damage, and the token actually going this time. Well, the Aegis rather going to Mad this time. So they probably decided that he's tanky enough to get away with it. So what they want Mad to, you know, do a little bit more consistent damage in these fights, so he's able to get those Janata strikes off more often, which is quite a heavy hit, especially with the Desolator there. They do have a lot of negative armor going out right now with that build, because you've got the AC there, the Soul Cuirass, which gives the aura there of less armor. Then you've also got the Acid Spray, which reduces their armor as well. So that is a lot of physical damage that they're able to keep up in these fights now with the Aegis going to the BH.
Okay, so the Bounty Hunter going to be able to clean up, and if he messes it up, he'll get a second chance. I really want to point out the sportsmanship of Guerrilla Tactics. They've been really good at pausing, accepting pauses and making sure the other team is alright. Salty Pete, his connection not the best, but thankfully he's versing good sports people. Able to pause the game for him. I accept it now being picked up by Q, so that the Chain Frost going to be even more devastating at this point. Do we have any other significant items picked up? Axe is stacking the armor like a boss. The Alchemist has picked up the Demon Edge. Not sure what he'll be going for. That he actually has a Abyssal Scepter as well. And we should mention the changes to buyback Hawks. We were reading it before. 25% of your remaining respawn is added to your next death. So if Ascension Gaming die soon, they're going to be facing a very long wait before they're able to get back into play.
Yeah, that actually could be a reason why they decided to give the Aegis to the Bounty Hunter there, because yeah, that next death would be a significant amount of time. I'm not quite sure. We should actually, in future, try to keep a lookout of the respawn timers for that exact reason, because 25% of say 60 seconds is, you know, significantly more of a window to be able to push, you know, which is yeah, definitely a big thing here. Is still not ready to go. The Axe is DC'd.
Yeah, still waiting for him to get back in. What else can we have a look at? So buyback status, a lot of Guerrilla actually have their buyback at the moment. Spectral saying the internet being quite unreliable for Pete. Bloody Pete, says Tom Tom. What has the next assassin picked up? We actually see him when he gets onto a target. He does a fair bit. Doesn't actually have any items really. He's got the Smoke of Deceit. If the gem's still available on Spectral, I think he may have died when he had it. Peter's definitely not romantic, says Carlos. I think referencing the Alchemist.
Sorry, I was on tab reading the GameStar chat right now.
No problems.
Definitely a bit of smack talk going out there. All friendly banner, I'd dare assume, man.
So I wonder what's going to happen in the next fight, because we've seen it swing both ways multiple times. It's kind of the catch-out assassination game for Guerrilla Tactics, whereas the other team, Ascension Gaming, they've got a decent bit of consistent damage as well as initiation. We've seen some really nice freezing fields coming out from Spectral. I think the only one he messed up kind of was when he was around this area. Oh, I'm trying to ping, it's not working. There we go. He was around this area, channeling the freezing field in the trees and wasn't actually hitting anyone. And I think that was the fight that was just before the Roshan that just got picked up. So the supports definitely comes down to how they use their ultimates, both freezing supports. Lich, like we say, he's picked up his Ag Scepter. What is Salty Pete sitting on? He has the energy booster, so he could be going for the slow armor. Just trying to figure out what that is. The Shiva's Guard, which...
No, the Shiva's Guard is, it comes from armor and also the Mystic Staff. So...
Oh, righto.
Yeah. What would the energy booster be used to at this stage? Because
could potentially be Soul Booster. Oh, going towards the Bloodstone. We talked about Bloodstone.
Yeah, but at this stage of the game, you know, you'd think that might be a little bit too late.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. What else does it bloody build into? I'm just gonna have a look at it.
Only Arcane Boots. I don't think he wants to give up his Boots of Travel.
Well, I suppose it'd have to be, a Soul Booster into a Bloodstone, I'd imagine. I suppose it does start off with 8 charges these days, and also he can commit suicide on that, which, if I remember right, does decrease the death timer. And we do have Salty Pete reconnecting now, so hopefully gonna see some more action in a second.
Yeah, it's definitely going to come down to the last team fight here. We'll have a look at the difference in gold earned, definitely in Ascension Gaming's favour, as well as XP earned. So Guerrilla, they have been on top a couple of times, and they've shown that they can still win a fight if they manage to separate the enemy, and or not really separate, but start off with that massive AoE damage coming out of Medusa. And then they've got so much assassination between the Tinker, the Weaver, the Nyx Assassin, that if they're able to get everyone half health and spread them out, they're able to hunt down and assassinate the enemy. So it's going to come down to controlling the fight and not getting initiated upon by the Crystal Maiden or the Lich.
Yeah, I'd say at this stage, the Axe would probably be looking at trying to catch out their initiation, which seems to be, well, obviously you've got the Nyx Assassin and Pale there, but nearly at this stage, you'd be nearly thinking about blinking in and taunting the Medusa, trying to prevent that Stone Gaze, man, because that Stone Gaze and Mana Style with the Skadi is just ripping through. Like, you know, if heroes aren't stunned, they're slowed, and that's just creating a lot of havoc there for the melee heroes, which is, you know, other than the 2 supporting ults, as you said, is their only source of damage.
Yeah, so hopefully Salty Pete's ready to go in a second. He's reconnected. Just waiting for the go-ahead. Looks like ready has been called by... Oh, well, by the Guerrilla Tactics. I don't think they're the ones we're waiting on. We'll have a look at the minions. Looks like the Weaver is actually in the top lane. We're finally going to go back into the game here, as Weaver's going to quickly skedaddle back to the base as the push coming on in the mid lane from Ascension Gaming here. Marching Machine's going to go off by the Tinker, as Medusa going to buy back into the game. has decided that he needs to be with his team right now, and this could potentially be the fight we've been waiting for. The tower is at about a third of its health here, Hawks. We've seen that Alchemist can tank it up, but the Stone Gaze is going to be key from the Medusa here.
Yeah, indeed. Weaver getting a little bit of farm on down bot while this is happening. It looks like they're going to rotate to top and push out top, which is probably a better option for them to do because oh, never mind. They're just going to tank the crap out of it.
I guess when you're an Alchemist with this much items, you don't really care too much. The minion's getting wrecked by the counter Helix from Axe there. And I really like the changes to his Culling Blade. It gives him more cleanup potential in the fights. If, you know, he taunts and then they all run away from him when it's gone, and then suddenly they've got an axe behind them just chopping all their heads off. It forces you to watch out for him a little bit more.
Yeah, it does indeed increase his viability, I suppose, and you know, we're seeing that tonight. He is really putting a little bit into that team, and I think if he went that Bloodstone earlier, man, well, if that's what he's going into, you know, I just think with that extra little bit of mana, he could do so much more in a fight, because it does take up a fair bit of mana here, and they're about to push into the base here.
Oh, so the mid lane is pushing quite hard for Guerrilla Tactics. Bottom lane is frozen, and looks like a Romantic going to be tanking up the tower here. He's running after the Medusa. Nice and pale comes out from the Nyx Assassin. Axe going to be running forward, taking a lot of damage though. Stone Gaze has been popped, and Mad taking a lot of damage is going to be focused down. The Plague Ward's going to... Oh, of course, the Aegis is going to enable him to get back up, and going to be impaled immediately. Will he be able to get out? He's being crowd controlled at the moment. Medusa actually under fire, going to have to sprint out of there. Nyx Assassin picking up the Crystal Maiden in the back. Romantic is being focused by the Plague Wards. Medusa and the tower going to end up falling 3 for 0 at the moment. Q barely going to teleport out with his life, as Mad gonna try and sprint out. The machines are chasing after him, but he will not get impaled, and Guerrilla Tactics, they have a chance to push here. Keep in mind the death timers for Ascension Gaming going to be massive because of those buyback changes, and we could potentially be seeing a counter push coming out from Guerrilla Tactics here. Looks like they're going to opt to alleviate some pressure on the lanes here, Hawks.
Oh, damn, that was pretty close there. Yeah, Hal's going to be pushing out these lanes, and the thing here that you have to remember is that they're pushing into well, at least they're trying to push into a whole bunch of the Marcher machines there. Then you've got the split arrow, the split shot, the Weaver wreaking havoc. There is a lot of anti-push there and push that they're trying to like bash themselves into. Man, it'd be an interesting figure to see how much damage the March of the Machines did in that fight, because there was all three of their melee heroes trying to push against that tower, trying to get in range of the Medusa there, that the first time before the Aegis popped on the Bounty Hunter. Like, significant amount of damage there. So this is that problem that I was speaking about earlier, that they really can't push, you know. And like, they've got no split push, for example. If they get caught out, they're in trouble, you know, and there's really no way about it, which is definitely an issue that, you know, is becoming the case.
Yeah, it's becoming very evident. They're forced to kind of go under the enemy tower, and Bounty Hunter can't go invisible under that. And it looks like Smoke of Deceit going to go off here. They realize that Roshan getting closer and closer to respawning. Looks like they want to try and catch out the Weaver here. Not the easiest of tasks to accomplish. And like you say, Hawks, the pushing power of Ascension Gaming very low, and they're forced to go under the enemy tower, which isn't the most optimal of circumstances. I mean, Romantic can tank it up, but at this point, the Medusa and the Weaver are just doing so much damage. Now with the Monkey King bar, with the mini bash, and Weaver is attacking very quickly. It's quite a tanky Weaver, you have to say. The counter push, like you say, very strong. Plague Ward. I feel like the Plague Ward placement by Sam has actually done a lot to contribute to the defense.
You know the drill.
Yeah, indeed. There's a whole bunch of skills there, really. That just it's making it nearly impossible to push in there. And yeah, as you said, the Weaver is finding that farm now, so he's going to be hitting that hard. That MKB pickup is definitely going to boost these in team fights. A couple of pings are going out there for the Tinker. He's going to blink further away into the trees there, so not much of an issue there, man. It's pretty damn hard to catch him.
Oh, Mad is going to say, wait guys, oh, looks like the blink forward from Axe going to go off. Nice Chain Frost going to be bouncing around doing a lot of damage. Axe going to pick up the Tinker. Mad trying to jump out. Nixus is going after him. Chain Frost barely doesn't pick up Sam as he gets force stuffed forward. I think it may have been from himself. It was indeed. And a 1-for-1 from that fight. We're being initiated by Guerrilla Tactics. Going to decide to back off. That was very close.
Yeah, it'll give him a bit of a space though, ASG, taking out that Tinker. Obviously, the split push is gone from there, so, they'll have to stress a lot less about that. But it looks like that the Guerrillas, they're going to just go ahead and push top, at least it looks like.
Well, they're going to be clearing out the jungle for the time being and going to get the push on over top, like you say. A lot of the Ascension Gaming guys hanging around the bottom lane where the fight just took place. They want to stop the push going on there. They're going to have to worry about their top lane, though. The jungle just being cleared out at the moment. As Weaver, the usability of Great Grand Gallant Gorilla Glog and the Shikuchi with both Bounty Hunter and Weaver can kind of scout ahead with the stealth and hope they don't get caught out and kind of relay information back to their teams. We saw, I think, both of them doing that in the previous fight, which allowed both teams to take a kill and then get the heck out. And I think Gem of True Sight or the, the Sentry Wards are going to be very important about where they're placed. Roshan not too far from respawning. And Illusion going to be popped by Crystal Maiden, going to use those to scout out the map. What do you think is going to happen in the next fight here, Hawks, presuming we have one before Roshan?
Oh, man, it's going to be interesting. I mean, surely they would have to change their strats up of trying to beat their heads against the wall there. The Medusa's just going to be too big. So, yeah, I'm saying... yeah, Roshan would have to be the way to go.
Yeah, we saw them turn around the Roshan fight very well. The previous time it was up, Tinker gonna be zapping away the Crystal Maiden illusions. And the mid tower, from the pushing they were doing earlier on, it's still at about a third of its health remaining. If they could catch Gorilla out of position and get the push on in the mid, quickly burst it down, or if they could get their entire team focusing it for a few seconds, they'd be able to take that down, and that would really open it up for them to get into the base. As right now, when they try to focus the tower and Stone Gaze is going on, facing Medusa, definitely not what you want to be doing.
Yeah, but as I said though, that's what they've attempted to be doing. They're just losing too much HP. There's too much consistent damage going out there, so I'm pretty certain that they'd have to change their strat.
Yeah, it looks like Roshan has now respawned. Invisibility Rune going to be popped. And I'm not sure what that ping was going on about. Looks like Ascension Gaming going to start it off here. Courier going to come in and give Spectral the Gem of True Sight, which is definitely going to help them out a lot. The Guerrilla Tactics guys in the wrong place at the wrong time. Roshan going to be picked up for the second time in a row by Ascension Gaming. Not sure who they're going to pass the Aegis over to. It may be Romantic to allow him to tank up the tower more. Bounty Hunter going to pick it up once again, so they're going to try the same trick and see if it works a little bit different this time. Top lane being pushed out very hard by Guerrilla Tactics at the moment. Bottom lane being pushed by the enemy team. And we'll have to see if butting their head against the wall will work this time for them.
Yeah, fair enough. Go for a bit of round 3. Looks like they're gonna try to get a bit of a ward action up, getting it on that high ground there, seeing if they can pick off anyone in that jungle. The Medusa is a fair way out of position right now. Looks like, oh no, yeah, there she goes. She TP's back in a minute, and here comes the machines already, man. This is what I'm talking about. The BH already down to half HP before the fights even start. Here we go, the ultimate has come up, the sheep stick has gone on, Stone Gaze is on now. Who is the Medusa going for? Oh, Salty Pete getting smashed once again, and Yeah, once again, dude, that all the BKB is being popped by the romantic. The frost is going off.
Chain Frost has gone off, like you say. Mad gonna be getting back up. He's got the full health. True Sight on to Weaver. Weaver going to be picking up the kill. Oh no, it actually was Crystal Maiden who picked up that kill. Lich going to get a return kill. Gem of True Sight dropped by the Crystal Maiden somewhere. Not sure who managed to pick that up in the end. And another 1-for-1. So this game, very even at the moment. The Ascension Gaming, they've got to try and find a way in. Actually, if you look at the difference in XP earned, it's almost bang on even at the moment. It went into Gorilla's favor for a little bit. And Ascension Gaming, they're not finished just yet. The Aegis has gone down and they've lost the Crystal Maiden. They don't have Chain Frost up for another 15 seconds. The March of the Machines and the Plague Wards definitely stopping the push here. A lot of minions spawning and working their way through the Plague Wards. And how are the other lanes looking? Top lane frozen up near where they start off the game. Mid lane pushing in the Ascension Gaming's favor a little bit at least. And the pressure continuing on at the bottom lane, but maybe, do you reckon Ascension Gaming could try and get some split pushing going on of themselves? Like, get Bounty Hunter and Alchemist in lanes by themselves and just push up? Because between March of the Machines and Plague Wards, the counter push is very strong for Gorilla. Tower defense says Mad.
Yeah, it is definitely a massive turtle game right now, but I don't think that's really... Man, I'm not much of a strategist, but it's going to be really difficult for them to be able to do that, because if any of those heroes get caught out, they don't have much to escape. I mean, sure, the Bounty Hunter has his stealth and whatnot, but he doesn't have much push. You know, like, it'd nearly be a waste of the time sending him to a lane otherwise.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, it looks like Ascension Gaming may have found an opportunity here. Medusa going to pop the Stone Gaze, not stacking up on the BKB at the moment. Weaver going to pick up a double kill so far as they continue forward. Ascension Gaming getting absolutely melted. Romantic is healing through the damage at the moment. Medusa going to be burning him down. Chain Frost doing a lot of damage, going to pick up the Tinker's head as Medusa going to take down Alchemist, both the Bounty Hunter and the Alchemist buying back into the game. Blink forward from Nyx Assassin, going to be force-staffing his way forward, and does interrupt the teleport from Crystal Maiden. So far, it is a 3-for-1 in Ascension Gaming's favor. Will Special be able to get out? No, of course he's not. Carlos the Dwarf going to walk up, pick up his killing spree after that one, and again, you can't dive under a tower with a Medusa right there. It doesn't work.
Yeah, the Medusa, March of Machines, Venomancers, like there's so much anti-push right now, it just screams turtle. So they're really facing that trouble now, and it's starting to look a little bit dire. Here we go, the Weaver getting caught out a little bit of position here. The Shuriken toss goes out. It's not going to slow him down much. Yeah. Oh wow, is he going to turn on that?
Oh, we was thinking about it.
Man, I was thinking he's going to grow some massive setup cojones there and just go balls deep, but decides not to in the end. Man, what is this Medusa buying? Oh, she gets the MKB. Damn. I was looking at I was looking at her items for a while, and I was praying to God that we're going to see a Divine Rapier, and I was thinking, man, it's been so long, maybe we are, but she decides against it, which is probably, you know, not a bad option, but yeah, she did have that Demon Edge in her inventory for ages.
Yeah, I think the Monkey King bar is actually really smart out of her, as not only is she going to be crippling the move and attack speed of the people she splashes to, particularly the Bounty Hunter and the Axe who come under the tower. Now she's going to have a chance to stun, and of course the added damage will go to her and the illusions from the Manta style. Only has one slot left with the Town Scroll portal. What other big items have we seen? Hal's picked up the Shiva's Guard. We've got Monkey King bar as well on the Weaver. He doesn't have too much else. He's got some defensive items and the Monkey King bar. Definitely Carlos the Dwarf is the pinnacle for his team at the moment. He has reached level 25. Has anyone else got anywhere near him? Alchemist, also level 25, has managed to pick himself up the Monkey King bar. So the Monkey King bar's all over the place at the moment. The push going on from Ascension Gaming in the bottom lane. They got to figure something out. They can't do that again. It just does not work. They've got to either kill Medusa instantly, or just find a different way in.
Yeah, perhaps I was given this thought a while ago. She's been, sticking to that one spot, just up here, wherever the push may be. She's constantly been facing forwards. Perhaps it wouldn't be a bad idea to
Force
get a
stuff.
four-star.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I was saying this earlier, like, you can't really push against that split, and you can't really tower dive under that because you will get the shit, bloody gazed out of you. It'd be nearly mission impossible. So maybe getting that four-staff and creating that opening would be the way to go. We've got some TPs back mid there. Looks like, I don't know, maybe they were scared of
How long
push
Tinker?
coming out.
Yeah. He's doing a great job at creating the global pressure, getting the forcing the enemy team to make the decisions. Roshan not too far off of respawning. And I think you may be absolutely right with the force stuff here, Hawks. I think the only force stuff in the game is, actually there's two on the side of Gorilla. None currently on Ascension Gaming. That may be exactly what they're looking for. Push the Medusa out into the middle of their team, get the unstable concoction on, and just try and burst her down. Quet's, I'm not sure what he can pick up. He's been doing some really nice chain frost in these fights. It's just not enough as Medusa and Weaver just outputting ridiculous amounts of damage, with Tinker providing ambient damage and Nyx Assassin doing a good job of cleaning up, jumping into the back and taking down the squishier targets, in the particularly the Crystal Assassin played by Spectral. And the push gonna continue from Gorilla. They've got the bottom lane pushing. They're on the process of making the mid lane pushing, and the top lane not that far off of pushing itself. Roshan a little while away yet. I'm gonna have to try and figure out what these signs mean. The rotating. I've been trying to figure it out, but there's no rhyme or reason to it, I think.
Well, maybe it's the respawn time for when it can start respawning,
Yeah.
for that 8 to 11 minute window. That's what I'm guessing it'll be. Also, an important pickup to mention here: the Heaven's Halberd, which gives a disarm there. So they might be looking at disarming the Medusa there, which would enable them quite a few seconds. Not quite sure if Mana Style would debuff that or not, actually, but that's a pretty smart pickup there. That'll at least take a few seconds off, as Roshan is getting dunked right now. The Romantic just towning him. The Bounty Hunter picking up the Aegis once again. Here we go. Could we have a fight here?
Oh, Lincoln's going to block something. It was probably something that would have spelt his doom. Looks like the Gorilla guys are going to say, well, they're going to go for the top lane. The entirety of Ascension Gaming at the moment at the bottom lane. Looks like Spectral going to be leading the charge to try and stop the push going on. And I want to have a look at it's actually 29 to 31 right now, so we couldn't have asked for a closer game. It's been pretty good. And it's watching the tower defense come out and the method used to try and find a way around it.
Oh, here we go. We've got a fight up on top. We do have a stick going on Romantic there. There goes the second one. Looks like they're going to back up. Probably not a bad option there. BKB was popped by Romantic there. Carlos is backing off now, and TomTom is TPing out to safety as well. Assuming, yeah, there goes the Boots of Travel as well. They're going to go to bot here. Hell and, let's call him the GGG.
Quadra G. Quid yeah. G. I think that's 5. Quid is 5.
Quid. Okay, yeah.
No, hang on. No, it's
They're
not.
Pushing up top.
I think it's Penta. No.
Oh,
yes, Penta. Penta G.
Alright, so the PG.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Only took us 67 minutes to figure out a name for him.
Yeah, which is actually what I've been wanting to speak about. 67 minutes. Still no T3 towers have been taken down because of the Sandy push here. And Alchemist losing his early game advantage, man. This one is going to go down to one massive team fight, which is going to be breaking out soon.
Yeah, I feel like Ascension Gaming still have the advantage in the fights if there's not a tower there drawing the vision of the Ascension Gaming guys onto Carlos the Dwarf. He's a pretty tall dwarf, I have to say, with the slithering around on the thing. Regeneration rune down at the bottom part of the river. Alchemist and the Bounty Hunter jogging their way back to the base, and this is a sight we haven't seen in a while. The Ascension Gaming guys basically confined to their base from the global pressure put on by Hal, and the follow-up from mostly the PG guy has been sprinting around with Kikuchi and getting the push on as well.
Dude, I think Carlos is gonna man up and he's gonna get himself a goddamn bloody divine rapier. He has got another demon edge here. He's got 3,700 gold. His buyback is up, so he might want to save for that. But come on, man, let's see some man up action. Let's see bust out that bloody divine rapier, and you watch the havoc that it'll wreak. Because at this stage, man, it's going to be pretty damn hard to kill this lineup here unless they get caught out of position. And if he gets that divine rapier,
that's a really all or nothing thing. He is going to absolutely melt three people that he looks at. But if he dies,
oh, here we go.
He's going to lose a lot of damage. Bounty Hunter going to be jumped on. He manages to avoid the impale there as the stealth guys are like, well, we better get the heck out of here right now. Looks like Spectral, oh, he's really managed to get out. Oh, Mystic Snake comes out, bounces around and picks up the kill on the Crystal Maiden here. Will that signal a play from Guerrilla Tactics, or will they decide to back up? Looks like they're going to get their farming on. Carlos melting things even without the Divine Rapier at the moment. I'm not sure what he's going to decide to go for. I don't think there's anything in his bank at the moment, no. Only an Ultimate Orb for Spectral and the headdress for Sam the Venomancer.
Come on, you know you want to do it. He's heading up to the secret shop now.
Oh.
He's going to pick it up, man.
Shout out to the business in the Twitch chat. Going for Gorillas. He's clearing out the dragons at the moment, absolutely obliterating them. Is he going to the secret shop?
Come on, man. Let's see it, Carlos. Don't disappoint me here, buddy. We do have a rotation towards top here. Mad, Romantic, and Pete heading up towards Tom. Are they going to catch him out? He has used the ult here. There's no eye, is there, to speak of?
I don't think so. We'll have a look.
Gem,
No gem. Oh, there's a gem at True Side on Tom, who we're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't think there is one for Ascension Gaming at the moment. Tinker going to be teleporting his way out of there after getting the push down at the bottom lane. Lich is attacking quite fast, I must say. Nothing going on at the moment. Aegis, now there was a change with the Aegis here, Hawks, which we talked about before. If it's in your inventory and it times out, it'll heal you up as long as you don't get attacked by anyone. So doesn't offer that much, I guess, unless you're, running away from a lost fight. It would let you turn around. But the timing is going to have to be really good for Bounty Hunter to be able to utilize that new change.
Yeah, here we go. It looks like they're probably thinking that it might run out fairly shortly themselves. Yeah, there is 25 seconds on that Aegis, and this could spell disaster if they decide to roll right in here. Pings are starting to go out, so they do know that they're pushing in. Here comes the Marching Machines. Matt has been sheepstick, and here goes the ultimate from the Medusa, and she is just going to town. Must have been milliseconds away from the Aegis wearing out. Mad getting ripped down again, and as the supports, Q's getting ripped, Spectral's just may as well not even exist, while Romantic goes to town on Carlos. Sheepstick goes out on him, and that looks like it'll probably be game.
Oh, jeez, Alchemist with the 10,000 gold. Going to fall Carlos the Dwarf with an unstoppable double kill. Buyback from the Alchemist as Bounty Hunter. I believe he bought back as well. Will he be able to get onto Weaver? Looks like he will not. And a 4-for-1 in the end in Gorilla's favor. We'll have a look at the difference in XP earned there, dominating there. Gold earned still in Ascension Gaming's favor, but they don't have an answer for Medusa. The disarm definitely didn't do much after it ran out. I don't even know if it was used. I think I saw Medusa stop for like a second, and then she went back to melting both the Spectral and the who's playing Salty Peak.
This is interesting here. We might have a little bit of a base trade going on here. We've got the two carries of either team. They're going to be pushing bot and mid respectively. How going for the sheep stick. Blinks out. Nice blink there. The Marcher Machine's doing damages on. The concoction is channeling now. It goes out. The Shiva's Guard as well. The BKBs are popped. And here we go. Here's the Weaver. He's come down now. The Penta PG is coming in for the kill on Romantic. That is definitely spelling disaster. Another TP coming in from TomTom. And that is a back-to-back death on the Alchemist because he also fought back in that fight as well. And as Mad gets taken out as well by TomTom. That's definitely going to be bad news for them because Carlos is still pushing top here. So we might have a 73-minute Rax here. We've only got supports left on the play. I suppose Axe as well. Axe is a fair bit tank. Here goes the ult out on the creeps, but that is sure as shit not going to stop this Medusa. Blink and ult comes in from Spectral there. Gets absolutely molested. And Divine Rapier on Carlos. GG well plays are coming out. Here we go though. He has been called. The sheep stick goes out. He's still on a quarter HP. So they've called it GG. And the thrown falls, man. That was definitely an intense game. 74 minutes there of well, I suppose the first 30 or so minutes were action packed, but it just got into that turtle stage at the end there. Well played to both teams, in my opinion.
Oh, that was fantastically done by Gorillas. They withheld the onslaught. They finally won the fight that they needed and got the push off and managed to walk away with the game. So they're going to move up to number 4 in Group 2, sorry, of the Dota 2 Pro League Amateur Division. And thank you so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. That was a fantastic game. We're going to have to nominate an MVP here, Hawks. Who are you thinking?
Man, I'm a fan of Medusa for picking up that Divine Rapier there. He really did farm up a storm. 608 last hits there. A lot of buybacks, a lot of very big items there. I mean, early game, though, the Elky was really getting those concoctions on and just dominating those ganks, getting that early farm on. He was causing a lot of havoc. The Lich, too, great TP support tops, turned around quite a few spots. So, I mean, either one of those three players there, the Elky, played by Romantic, Mad on the Bounty Hunter, or Carlos on the Medusa. Pick one of those three, man.
I think Carlos the Dwarf on the Medusa. He stopped the pushes with his Stone Gaze and got to the stage where he just ripped apart anything he looked at. So, congratulations, Carlos the Dwarf, and well done, everybody. Hawksbuck are dropping from the game. Thank you so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We very much appreciate it. I believe that was the only game being played. It's not a best of 3, it is a best of 1. Thankfully for that, because 74.5 minutes, and it ends up in a surrender. We would have been here all night if it had been a best of 3.
Yeah, they probably would have lost the throne on that push anyway, but a 74-minute game is absolutely massively long, man. It was a good fight though there. What I said at the very start of the game was actually true. If it just went to too late, they couldn't push in because too much anti-push. So bit of a drafting issue on their behalf, I'd say, or maybe they were just going for that early game, which goes back to the draft again. Alki mightn't have been the best pick there, but just running out of juice, I suppose, and you can't win in a stalemate like that with only the one hard carry.
Yeah, for sure. So have a great night, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be bringing you some more Dota 2 action in the future. This is Coldblood and Hawksbuck signing out.